Welcome back to another amazing episode. I've got the amazing Christina Kelly with batch skip tracing herself in the presence. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to use batch skip tracing. All right, guys, I've got Christina Kelly. She is the expert over at batch skip tracing. We're gonna go to a small little town near Lake Okeechobee, Florida, and show you how batch skip tracing works on demand. Christina Kelly, how are you today?
I am doing great. I'm so excited to share with you guys how to do skip tracing inside of batch leads. I just want to make sure though that you can see my screen. I'm sharing my screen so you can see the batch leads. Okay, good. Perfect. So yeah, there's a couple of ways to skip trace in batch leads. So you can import your own list. You can skip trace one at a time, or you can skip trace in bulk. And so for anyone who doesn't know, skip tracing is simply uncovering owner information and contact information. I'm going to start by showing you guys where you would go to import and skip trace your own list. And then we'll look at how to do it with properties and lists that you build yourself inside of batch. Now I'm going to click on skip tracing. Do you see it?
I can see skip tracing, yeah.
All right. We're on the same page. So here's where, this is the section where you're going to import your own if that's how you wanted to skip trace. But I just want to show you, I just want to highlight our hit percent. So what that means is our match rate. So look at these numbers, 96%, 93%. 100. So we do have the highest and most accurate match or hit rates, however you want to say that. So if you're going to import your own, you would just hit the little import button that I hit. You would drag and drop or upload your file here. Once you did that, the data mapping is pretty simple. You just want to make sure that you have the name and the phone number. And when you're done, you just hit done and there you go. You're all set. So I'm going to show you now how to skip trace one property at a time. And then I'll show you how to skip trace several properties at a time. So here is the list of all of my properties. So what this list is every single property I've ever searched. I have skip traced quite a few. So one of the things that I'm going to do is show you how to filter down by choosing you can choose what's been skip traced, or you can choose what's not been skip traced. So we're going to choose what's not been skip traced, and we're going to go ahead and apply that. And I'll show you once it loads that. Oh, okay. Well, I have skip traced a lot, but not that many. So I went from about 50,000 to 46,000 properties. So we're going to narrow it down a little bit more. So I'm going to put a filter on here. Let's say we want to skip trace and call all the active properties, which is I'm only picking that for the list size, not because I feel like that would be the best list to call, but just to show you.
And after this, I want to just give you a quick scenario. Like, I'm just starting out in my real estate business, and we'll pick a little crazy area that no one's ever heard of.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that.
So I just got out of the military. I'm moving back home to Okeechobee, Florida. So if we could skip trace like my old neighborhood of Okeechobee, Florida, because I want to buy all those houses and make rentals out of them. So Okeechobee, Florida. We're going to test this out in my hometown.
I was just going to ask you to spell that for me. So thank you. All right. So here we are. We're going to, how do you say that?
Okeechobee. It means big water. It's an Indian name. I love land. I love buying land. Let's just say that we're going to buy everything from the top of that lake up to like Bassinger. We want to find landowners.
So are you looking over here?
Just go down a little bit to the big body of water below Bassinger. There we go, right there. Yeah. Let's look just to the left of that body of water. Let's see what we can find out there.
So my left or your left in this area?
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So we're just going to draw this little boundary tool. We're just going to trace the lake. We can even get super detailed.
Oh yeah, because we want waterfront land. Absolutely, where the cattle can drink.
So we're just gonna, kind of take a look at this little sliver of land and see what's over here.
And this is going to get intense. I got all kinds of little filters to give you.
Yeah. So now we've got 3,000 properties. I want to, especially when you're, getting started and you want to do, things quick and you're really not sure, these quick filters down here are a great tool. So we can take this list of 3,000 and we can just narrow it down to 44 tired landlords if we wanted to with the click of a button.
That's amazing. So what does tired landlords mean?
So tired landlords, I actually don't know exactly what filter that Batch uses to determine what a tired landlord is. But typically it's, someone who's maybe older than 65, has owned the property for 10 to 15 years. I'm just going to demonstrate really quick. We're getting very, very into detail, but you can also go into the filter demographics and you can decide for yourself what a tired landlord is. So you can say, I think a tired landlord is 65 years minimum. You can say, I think that they've, owned the home for 20 years. Maybe they're, empty nesters. Recently divorced, and you can determine that.
They have 100% equity in the property, like it's paid for. They've owned it for 20 years. They're over 65. That seems like a great avatar of people to skip trace and call and see if they want to sell their property, or maybe they can even sell or finance it. Maybe they want to keep getting income from it, but they never ever want to get another phone call about it.
Absolutely. And you can, depending on which your market is, in certain markets, a tired landlord might have this set of demographics, where in another, market, you could have another set. So I love how customizable it is. It's just so amazing. So we're going to go ahead and add these 44 properties to, I think we picked tired landlords, right?
Yeah, we started with land, but we're jumping all over the place, just kind of giving people like, how in the world does batch skip tracing work? Some people have a specific criteria, but I think we're jumping all over the place, which is good. It's almost like just showing all the capabilities, and we can't do that on a very short video. So, definitely subscribe to this channel. I talk about batch skip tracing all the time. I've done several videos just today on batch skip tracing.
Yeah. So it's, we break it down into sections, but there really is a flow, and it's like each flow makes sense to the next part. So skip tracing is the natural next step after you've located, who you want to contact. So I think it makes perfect sense. So I'm going to show you how to skip trace one property out of this list. It's really simple. You would just click on the property and then you would hit the button skip trace. And it's going to tell you that it's an estimated cost of 10 cents per record. The cost really depends on what plan you're on, but it can be anywhere from 10 cents to 15 cents or 17 cents. And once you hit skip trace, find a list. Yeah.
So you're going to send that to the tired landlord list.
Yeah, this was the list that we had. We had created the list tired landlords. So that's why I picked the tired landlords. I've never seen that before, so I'm curious. It's maybe it's just too much land, and that's why I can't skip trace it. It said that there was an invalid USPS box. So that would be an example of when you don't get a record back. So I'm going to use this property to show you.
Yeah, sometimes with land, vacant raw land, there's no physical address and there's only a mailing address.
Got it. So here we're doing a little bit better. This area is probably not very populated. We did get one phone number back. So we do have the owner's name. We can see it's a company.
I did this on purpose. I know this area and it is very far behind, and it's a lot of farming and agriculture. So this is impressive that you guys pulled information. So that's phenomenal.
So it gets even better. If you wanted to, you could call this owner right here from your screen.
Oh, that saves so much time. So much time.
So fast, literally. You search your properties, then you find your address, you can skip trace it, and then you can just call them in 2 seconds. Now I'm curious, since now I know about this area, I wonder what our hit rate would be if we skip trace all 44.
Yeah, I'm very interested too. It won't take long because it's only 44 properties.
I know. So I'm going to go pull up Florida Lake. I forgot how to spell the area. So I just made it my own tag for that. So we're going to pull that up and it just takes a few clicks. So we're going to select them all. We're going to send to skip trace. And I did not select them all actually. I just select what was in view. So we're going to select all, skip trace. Okay.
I think because there's some duplicates.
Oh, I bet that there's not records for all.
There's no records or there's duplicates. So you went from about, quite a bit to 27.
Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty cool because I feel like I'm learning something, right? Like
For the lake.
Yeah. The file name is just for the back end. It's not really going to affect anything, but you can see our skip trace is successful. So I just skip trace. It was 44. And this is actually really interesting because that's probably why we also keep our hit rate so high, is that it's only going to say we only have 27 out of 44.
Yeah, I was reading something this morning. If there's not enough data, it won't even skip trace it because it wants to be accurate, like quality, not quantity.
Yes. Quality. We're customer obsessed. So we want your experience to have the highest quality, which means if we bring you the highest quality information and data, that you will be more efficient and you'll do more deals in less time.
I used to have 3 cold callers that I managed for my team, and they would complain constantly. The phone numbers are bad. The people are not correct. It's the wrong phone number with the wrong people. I mean, where was this years ago? I wish I would have had this.
Well, they were building it. So now you have it. And so this area, I love that you put me here because I'm usually in like big metro areas. So yeah, we got 16 hits. So 59% hit rate.
That's still better than the average. I used to be at about 30% hit rate.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's awesome to know. I did not know about this area. So what I love though, is that you could, you do have the property address, so you can go and door knock if you wanted to.
I'm not going out there. There's alligators next to that gate.
Are there really? Oh, now I really want to go. See, I really don't know the area. So that is how you skip trace, 3 different ways.
I hope you got so much value out of this. Christina Kelly has given us a great offer. If you go to batchleadsbrent.com, they're going to give you 1,000 property records for free. You can go on there and download 1,000 property records. Now the skip traces will cost money. I believe it's anywhere from like 12 to 15 cents per skip trace. And I'm going to do another video on that. How much does skip tracing cost? It'll be up here. And this is incredible. Go to batchleadsbrent.com. And thank you so much, Christina, for just spending the time with us today.